Afghan President Ashraf Ghani has put his hat in the election ring with the launch of his re-election campaign. Ghani is hoping to secure a second term as a president by securing victory in the twice rescheduled elections which are finally taking place on September the 28th. Ghani has made peace and security the central focus of his campaign, promising to end the bloodshed which the nation has been experiencing for the last 17 years.
موږ د وینې ختمول غواړو او انشالله دا وینه به ختمه سي. د وینې ختمول غواړو، په اصول یې غواړو، په ثبات او په نظام کې یې غواړو.
However, Ghani's task is to cut out both electorally and politically. Not only is he going to face a stiff challenge from 17 other contenders, the Taliban has also refused to hold any talks with the government. The much-anticipated talks were scheduled to begin in 2 weeks. Taliban has said that a deal with the US over withdrawal of troops had to be finalized first. The Afghan voters are wary of the elections, considering the last time around when elections were held last year, the entire process was marred by accusations of large-scale fraud in the voting process along with violence.
انتخابات بسیار زیات مهم است به وطن و به خاطر او که انتخابات شفاف باشه. انتخابات باید پاک و شفاف در غلیب که ونشي او باید یو شفاف انتخابات وشي.
Free and fair elections are a huge concern for the Afghan voters, but the biggest concern of it all is a hope that the relentless cycle of violence ends in the war-torn country, which has witnessed a spate of attacks in the recent weeks. The crisis has claimed hundreds of lives and has raised questions over the country's future after complete withdrawal of American troops. In what is seen as a positive development over the Rohingya refugee crisis, Myanmar delegation to Bangladesh and Rohingya representatives have agreed to extend their discussions on the repatriation issue. The Rohingya refugee crisis has been one of the worst in recent years. In fact, large-scale human rights violations took place in the Rakhine state of Myanmar, which was termed genocidal by the UN Human Rights Council. Nearly 1 million Rohingyas fled to neighboring Bangladesh with no hopes of return. Bangladesh and Myanmar signed a repatriation deal in November 2017, but in the last 2 years, no Rohingya have volunteered to go back to Myanmar, where the group has faced decades of repression and violence. Over 700,000 Rohingyas fled a crackdown by Myanmar's military and joined another 200,000 already living in appalling conditions in refugee camps in Cox's Bazar district of Bangladesh. The recent round of talks, though welcomed by many, are being seen with skepticism by the refugees themselves, with many of the Muslim minority fearing for their safety if they return home. The Myanmar delegation, however, tried to in fact calm down the fears, saying that in due course these refugees would be entitled for citizenship.
At least those who live in Myanmar for 3 generations, they are entitled to apply for the what we call naturalized citizenship. Once parents apply for the natural citizenship, their sons and daughters, their offspring are entitled to apply for the citizenship. So we are trying to explain to them what are the possibility of citizenship. So, of course, according to the law, they may not be entitled for the full-fledged citizenship, but they are entitled to naturalized citizenship, and eventually their sons and daughters and grandsons and daughters will be entitled for the citizenship, full-fledged citizenship.
The second time in less than a year that Myanmar officials have tried to convince Rohingya refugees to return to their homeland in violence-racked Rakhine state. A repatriation offer was rejected by Rohingya leaders in October. Massive camps have sparked tensions between the neighboring nations, with Bangladesh blaming Myanmar for delays in repatriating the refugees. Dhaka has said it will not force any Rohingya to leave, while Myanmar has faced international pressure to allow the Rohingyas to return to Rakhine and in fact also give them these citizenship rights.
الله.